What is going on out there? Hello. Welcome to Real Talk Real Estate. We're so glad you made it. So glad. All right. Well, I'm Chris Krecklow. Welcome. Got the beautiful Shannon Krecklow. Oh, not right there, though.
How you doing?
Well, that was a fail. Okay, let's try this again.
Not beautiful.
I know. You're beautiful, Brian.
You're beautiful.
Thanks.
So, Chris Krecklow. Hello there, Colorado Native Realty. Shannon Krecklow.
Hola.
The brains. And then, of course,
The man.
the man.
The myth.
Oh,
The legend.
I'm telling you, give it
the
up.
one that's not the good-looking one. The one that's like got hit with a shovel.
No. Be nice.
Well, we do have an awesome show for you guys today. So just wanted to, we've been asking ourselves the age-old question. A lot of people have been asking us, do I drop that dough on a Reno, or do I make that Thang Cha-CHING?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is
That's
a
a
good
good
question.
one. Yes.
I like the new music too, by the way.
I
We
do.
gotta,
I was
give
going
a
to
little
comment on that,
shout-out.
but he went right into what our topic was for tonight. Who did the jammy jams tonight,
Yeah.
Chris?
It's
What
pretty
is that
sweet.
about?
Well, it's just a little something I threw together,
Really?
He just, just mix it up, give it a little love.
Was this produced by Chris Krecklow in
Well-
our home studio?
I wouldn't say it was produced. I would say that, yes, I did create it and foster it. But it's just a little something to switch it up. I just want to switch it up. I figure if we're going to be having tunes,
Yeah, I like it.
they should be,
original.
yeah.
Original stock music, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not
Nice.
stock.
Okay, well, what's
Throw.
the right word for it?
Yeah,
No.
help us. Help us.
Organic.
Yeah,
That's
help
right.
us
Yes.
help you.
Yes.
Well, and I also wanted to bring up my dinner tonight, if that's,
Oh,
What
yeah,
did we
rub
have,
it
what
in.
did we
I didn't.
have for
I didn't have
dinner
that
tonight?
sweet. I didn't have
Let's
that dinner
see.
yet.
Oh,
it may not look like much here. Okay.
I'm super proud.
But
Yeah.
what this is, let me just tell you. Okay. Let me break it down. This is pizza dough. This is a taco pizza. And if you're, I know that here in Colorado, where I'm from, they
People
have
aren't privy to the taco pizza.
they
here.
have taco pizza. They've heard of this taco pizza, and you'd think in the southwest of Colorado that it would be more of a thing, but it's it's just not. And
I think they're afraid. That's what it
They're
is. They're
totally
afraid.
afraid.
but
of
if
how
you go to the
delicious it is.
Midwest, they get down on the taco pizza there. So
Yeah.
what this is
it's my version of Happy Joe's taco pizza, which
let's
is
just put it out there.
which is from the Midwest, and it is incredible. And you cannot get it anywhere even remotely close to Colorado. So it is my version, like I said, of Happy Joe's taco pizza.
Does Happy Joe's deliver?
They do not to the state of Colorado. They do in the Midwest if you're in like Idaho.
So do you
or-
want to kind of run us through how this pizza is different and like what you're going to top it
Oh,
with?
sure. So
Sure.
what we did is we went and got a piece of like a pre-baked, take and baked piece of dough from our favorite pizza place here in Colorado Springs, which is Leon Jesse's.
So good.
It's so good. We baked it for about 5 minutes, and then once it was kind of pre-cooked, we put fried beans on it, leftover taco meat, and then shredded cheddar cheese. Baked it.
Yep. Sorry, I was
Sharp,
slacking on that.
sharp cheddar cheese, baked it. And then once it's all done, you have chopped lettuce, iceberg,
Oh, wait.
diced
What is
tomatoes.
that? What is that mild sauce? What
Oh
is
my
that?
God, my favorite, my Taco Bell sauce that I commandeer every time I
Ah,
go to Taco Bell, or said Brian or Rob, your buddy that goes snowboarding with you, when you
Yeah.
go snowboarding, what do I specifically ask you to get me?
Every
right?
time.
Every
Every time we get
time.
you either hot or Diablo, and
You
you're
guys
like,
come through.
you're like
the
Chris
Diablo
is over there
is-
sweating. He lost like 4 pounds from sweating off the the hot sauce.
Yeah, you guys gave me like a brown paper bag of the Taco Bell Diablo and fire sauce, and we had to throw the
True.
Diablo away. I'm really sorry to say that
Oh.
out loud, but it was too spicy. I can't do it.
I'm gonna say that was a miscommunication on somebody's.
Somebody,
fault.
gave me the wrong kind. It was not. It was too much. But
I'm
I don't know.
fire all the
I don't
way.
know who that
I'm
would've been.
fire. Yeah.
Love the fire.
Yeah.
Fire's my go-to. That's kind of the. Although in my lack of having fire, I've found a couple of kind of close. And actually, I think sriracha is closer to the fire sauce.
Some homegrown.
Than Cholula. Well, we had made a sriracha sour cream.
That sounds
good.
Yep, and then you put Doritos on it, and then your favorite Taco Bell
So
sauce or your hot sauce, and boom, boom, taco pizza.
Yep.
And I finally found the Taco Bell mild sauce at King Supers this week, so I picked up
It's hard to find.
It's hard to find right now.
Yeah.
If anybody out there sees the fire, please get the whole jar.
Cue us in on where to get the fire. We are
buy it and
all
mail
about
it. Buy it and mail it.
where do you get the fire?
Yeah. So shout out to Rob. Thank you for my for feeding my fire Taco Bell habit. I hope you.
I like that, feeding my fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell him to blaze on. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's on the mend. You know, we played disc golf today. He's finally out of the hospital.
Good.
All the other stuff. So
good.
Had a little spill while we were snowboarding, and so he's on the mend.
I'm so glad to hear that. He's out back in action. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
He's feeling better.
Well, thanks for letting us share our family meals with everybody.
So that's what's for dinner,
guys. That was
guys.
what was for dinner for the Krecklos.
Really happened.
Taco pizza. But back to the topic this evening in Real Talk Real Estate. What are we talking about, Chris?
So it's the age-old question. I've got a house, existing home, and it needs some love. Okay, so this house is in need of a little bit of love, and I'm asking myself, do I drop that dough on a reno? I mean, what's that look like? How is that going to benefit me? I love the house, I love the location, or I don't love the house. There's some things that I could improve upon it, but I know it's going to cost me some money. I know that lumber prices and other prices are up, so that's a consideration. What am I going to gain from that reno? Or do I just make that thing cha-ching? And what I mean by that is, do I put a sign in the yard? Do I let my boy Brian Paolillo come over and put his sign in my yard and say, sell my house, my friend?
Yeah.
Right. Or like I said earlier, should I stay or should I go now?
Should I stay or should I go? So good.
So good.
On it.
So good.
Yeah.
So what do I do? I mean,
what do we do?
You've been in this situation before, Brian. You've renoed some houses and taken on some serious projects, and what's that look like for you?
So we went through this right before the pandemic, and ours was just, our house looked old, tired, and worn down. And Carrie and I talked about it, and we're like, look, okay, we didn't talk. She'll definitely argue that out. We wanted to demo the house, and I just kind of went and did it one day while I was at home, and she might be a little mad about that still. So we won't talk too much about that.
Let's back up on that, because that's kind of an interesting point. I just wanted to know. So what you're saying is Carrie was not home and you demoed the house. You went ahead and chose.
Allegedly, that's how it happened. But yes.
So would you recommend that for our clients and friends?
No.
Would you say, hey, Mr.
No.
Mr. Person at 123 Main Street?
Don't talk to your spouse about it. Great idea. Carrie's been with me, she's been with me, coming up on 28 years, 29 years. She knows I'm a pain in the butt. But the big piece was, we had talked about it. It was on our vision board. We wanted to do it. I just woke up one morning and decided to tape and plastic the whole house and demo out all the flooring and then the kitchen and then the bathrooms. And
I wish we had some pictures of that, because you did a really good job.
I did find this picture.
Yeah.
That's not the picture for the reno. You added an island, right?
Opened up, took out a couple walls.
You added some cabinets. You did the tiling.
It was
really nice. And then I think there was some electrical that you may or may not have worked on.
I don't recall.
That's probably
anything like that.
Probably a good idea.
Definitely didn't happen.
No, there was no electric or plumbing that was touched whatsoever. It was just flooring and paint. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
But that just kind of catapulted into that. Like we were able to, we did a refinance because we weren't moving because the kids were in school, things like that. So we were able to gain about $100,000 in equity, and we put 12 to 14,000 into it.
Did you do a market analysis before you started the reno, and you kind of knew where your house was sitting?
And we knew exactly where it was.
I think this was in March, April 2020, so it was almost 2 years ago
Yeah.
now when you
And
guys when you dove right into the project,
right.
if I'm remembering right. Am I correct in that?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I mean, that was, we were never planning on, selling the house. So, this will be a rental after we move out of it. But the big piece is, we had on the vision board, we wanted to get it done. We opened up a lot of the things that we hated about the house, like the walls and just how confined it felt. And that was, we were in the same boat as, some of our sellers are. You get into a
Right.
house and you're like, I love this house, but there's things I just don't love. And one of those is, it's not an open concept.
Right.
I feel like I'm away from all the conversation and all the happenings. And so can I open this up? Can I do that? And, luckily I've done it enough times that I have some experience in it, but you definitely want to hire somebody that knows what they're doing, and make sure that it's done correctly. But, and you want to make sure that you know what the before cost, like what your market analysis is at, and then how much money you're going to put into it, and then how much you're going to get out of that if you do it right.
Right. So
Because
with that, let's kind of start from scratch with the picture of it.
yeah,
So my good friend and client, who we saw recently, and actually gave us the idea for this uh, Real Talk Real Estate episode. She
yeah,
said, I need you to talk about this because I'm learning so much, and this is a scenario I'm in.
yeah,
So, Chris and I went to her house recently. We did a market analysis. She loves the neighborhood, she loves the house. She's been there a long time. She's got a ton of equity into it, but it's a scenario for her where it's not functioning to the best of the ability of the property right now. So she wants to open up the kitchen. She wants to update her bathroom. She wants to make a walkout basement area for her son that lives with her.
Well,
Right now, the
she wants to finish it
yeah,
because
she
she
wants to
does have a
finish it.
walkout
Yeah, or
basement.
excuse
Right.
me, she doesn't have a walkout basement, but there is an unfinished basement where her son, who's currently living with her, will be able to have his own space, and then she'll be able to have her own space. So she's been kicking around ideas, looking at different builders and options, and with the prices of homes increasing so much in Colorado, she's in this scenario where she's like, should I stay or should I go? Should I
yeah,
take the money out that I've got into the house, make it my dream home to the best of her ability, or should I cash out and go? So in that scenario, we start with going to the house and talking about where the property would sell in today's market. So that's step
yeah.
one, right? And then what's next with that?
Well, I think kind of going back a little bit, I think right now you're seeing a lot of people with the multi-generational uh, family living happening, right? You have kids moving back in, you have parents
More than
moving in,
ever.
Yeah.
so with the housing crunch, there's not enough houses available, right? The new construction's way behind. There's more buyers than there are sellers, and so you're seeing multi generations in houses, and that's I think a great example of, hey, how do I make like a mother-in-law apartment, for my child,
Right.
right? How do I do this as opposed to selling my house, to get what I want? I need to make my house functional. I need to make it where I have my space and my family has their own space, right?
Right.
That's a huge piece. So I think the place where you start is like, what's the end goal you're looking for?
Right.
And if the end goal is, can we make it work? Then let's get you with some people that are really good at what they do, and see what the vision is. And it talks, sometimes it's architects, engineers, all the way through, building, permitting, adding on, doing demolition, doing an addition in the, like, for extra space, or finishing out a basement, with the
Yeah.
walkout, like, we're talking about. And
Well,
it's
and one thing you have like a keen eye for and a really great vision, is walking into houses that you've never seen before, and you can see that for people, and you can help point it out, and you can say, take this wall out, do this. You've always had this really creative sense to open things up for our for our friends and for our clients to be able to show them something that they may not have seen before. So I just want to
oh,
really shout out to you on that, Brian, because you can
thank
see
you.
it. Yes, and you
Some of that
have a
is, yeah,
really
we see houses, yeah, we see
yeah,
how many houses a day, right?
right.
So
Yeah, you're picking apart and seeing everybody's renovations, so you definitely kind of get an eye for it.
Right.
the more
Right.
houses
The
that you
good,
sell.
bad, and the ugly there. We've seen it
Right.
all,
Yeah.
for
I mean,
sure.
we've
That's a
seen
fact.
everything, you know, and
Yep.
you know the best advice we always give is get an architect and an engineer involved.
Yep.
You know the saying of bless this mess is it's great to say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then people don't really think through how that lays out, or you know how that, you know, how a bedroom, you might have to walk through, you know, two bedrooms to get to a bathroom.
Right.
That's not a functional flow, right? So
Right.
get an architect involved. You know, it costs a little bit extra, but it's cheaper than doing it twice,
Yeah.
No
right?
doubt.
And
Right.
that's a big deal.
Right. So you've had us come over. We've
Yep.
talked about the vision. We've talked about where it will sell in today's market, and then we either recommend architects or engineers, and then what? How do you get a contractor in? Do contractors even answer phone calls these days,
Yeah.
or are they on
Yeah.
island time? Like what does that process even look like for
Yeah.
somebody that's never even done it before?
So right now, I mean, so you know, doing permits is, you know, typically right now it's about 90 days.
Wow.
Um,
What does that
with
mean?
just
From this
that's
start
a
from your
from the
pulling the
day
permit?
Regional
you
building.
submit it. Yep.
Wow.
The day you submit it. And that's on a remodel. That's not on new construction. That's not on an addition, things like that. That's just a remodel. It's typically 90 days. I mean, there are walk-up permits, so don't get me wrong on that. There are walk-up permits, like you can change your AC, you can change, you know, a water heater, things like that. Those are walk-up permits. But you know, when you're wanting to demo a kitchen, you're wanting to do, you know, adding a bathroom, things like that. It's 90 days. That's what they're telling people. And
So if
so
I'm demoing my kitchen, do I go pull the permit or does my contractor do it? Who's taking that on?
Either one.
yeah, so that depends really. I mean,
Hmm.
that's so there are contractors that insist that they be the ones that pull the contract, or pull the permit, because
Mhm.
it's their insurance, and you want to make sure these people are insured. You want to make sure that they have general liability, they have workman's comp, they have all the insurances that you need. You want to see that, you want to verify it, not just have a picture of one that's from like 1987.
So
You know,
how
you
do
want to.
we take a look at that? Do we ask them for a copy of their policy? How
Yep,
do we
yep.
verify
You
it?
want to see
Wow.
an actual policy, and you call. You know, you hear nightmare stories about, you know, people that didn't use a licensed or insured general contractor, and then they disappear with your money,
Right.
right? And that's disastrous, right? So
Sure.
Super
a
scary.
lot of the people that we utilize, we recommend because they've done work for other clients, and you know, we don't make money off of that. We recommend them because they do a good job, and if they don't do a good job, you know, we don't recommend them. So
Right.
pretty easy.
So you find the contractor, you find somebody that's reputable and that you like, and they come
Yeah.
up with a quote and they say, okay, 150,000 for this, and this. Do I just hand them 150,000? What is that?
Yeah.
How does that work in terms of like, here's my project. They've given me an
Right.
estimate. This is what they're going to do, and it's all written out,
Yeah.
hopefully on a nice fancy invoice with all of the things that they are going
Right.
to line item in their budget, and all of that. What does
Right.
that like particular piece of paper look for? What does a person need to look at and see on an estimate that they might not have ever done it on that before? So as
Right.
average person, you know, that's
Yeah,
gonna
so I mean, that's a great question. I mean, the biggest pieces you're looking for are they are they supplying the materials? Are
okay.
you supplying the materials? You know, you can order a lot of stuff through Home Depot, through Lowe's, through some of the other you know, big vendors. Pella will ship to people. Anderson Windows will ship to people. Uh, the big pieces that you're looking for are there, you know, are there deadlines that they're saying that we're going to meet this deadline? What happens if they don't meet that deadline? Is there something, is there a charge to them, right, for missing a deadline? You know, is there a piece in there where you have say on a change order, right? So you get into something and you say, hey, I need to do this. um, there's typically a change order that occurs during that, and you need to have that in up front, like, hey, it's going to be, you pay for it right then and there for a
In
change
writing.
order.
Okay.
Like adding a door, right? Hey, I want to add a door. Perfect. But if you do a change order, that you pay for it immediately, so that you know your contractor's not out money, you know that it's being paid for, and it's going to be done on time. And
Right.
again, have that language in your contract, because without it, you have no teeth, right? You can't hold them their feet to the fire.
Right.
If they say, hey, I'm going to do this in 90 days, right, and it's a start to finish project, and now you're a year into it, right, and your contract doesn't say something, well, what's the teeth going to move forward,
That'd
right?
be
So
painful. I couldn't imagine starting a 3-month project and being into
no,
it a
no,
year and not having my kitchen put together and the bathroom that I'm dreaming about.
Man.
without a doubt.
All of that. That would be really brutal. And I'm
So,
sure there's horror stories out there, and
Oh
we've heard some of them.
yeah, there's
People's
shows on
experiences.
there's shows on TV that are all about, like, find my contractor,
Yeah.
or I don't know all of them, but there's a good number of them.
Oh
and
yeah.
and the reality of it is look at the labor market, right? The labor market's tight. We've got uh, people that are saying that they're qualified to do it. They're probably more than likely not qualified to do it. They're taking on their own business because you've seen a lot of people quitting their jobs,
Right.
and I'm going to do my own business. And check their references. I mean, that's probably the most important piece of the whole story. Check the
Right.
references, and not
sure.
just one. Check two, three, four. Ask for them. If they don't want to give them to you, that's a red flag. Get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. No doubt. And that's something we do as a courtesy for our clients when we sign them on or when we meet them, for the first time, and offer that as a not an incentive, as a uh, value add. Like, here, would you like to talk to our past clients?
Right.
These people are all willing to not so much vouch, but that's the right way to say it.
Yeah.
Recommend us and say this
Yeah.
is what we're able to do. And if
Yeah.
they're not willing to do that, kick
Well,
rocks.
yeah. And our vision is for our brokerage is raving fans,
Yeah.
right? So if your contractor doesn't have raving fans, and they can't give you a list of raving fans, red flag. Get out of there. Like, that's just
Right.
that's not good.
Right.
So
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. What else? What else are we missing with all of that?
well, I mean,
I
the
mean,
big pieces are, really discuss the vision. Like, what if you had a magic wand, and we talk about this all the time. If I have a magic wand and I'm waving it and saying, I need this. This is what I don't like about the house. This is what I want to be better. I want to make this livable. I want to make this bedroom bigger. I want the living space to be larger. I want that dream master bathroom, right? Then that's the vision you need to share, and then
Right.
scale it to what your budget is,
Right.
um, and know that there is such a thing as diminished return, right? If you have the Taj Mahal of houses and you've just dumped a bunch of money in it to make it the best house in the neighborhood, but
Right.
you're not going to get the return on the investment, that's called a diminished return. No matter what happens, no one's going to pay for the Taj Mahal in your bathroom. They're going to pay for what the house is worth,
well,
right?
and you may
So
want to choose some pretty, a wide range of, choices that everybody will like, instead of
right,
being very specific and
right,
whatnot, when you're choosing your
The finishes.
materials.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. You can
Something that is
Gucci it up, like
broad,
put
Don't Gucci.
like
Don't Gucci the
yeah.
bathroom.
So really,
Gucci everywhere.
there
Just put
was
Gucci
no
all over the walls.
there's no easy answer to this question. That's
Right.
why there's shows that are very similar to this that
Yeah.
you might love
Yeah.
it, you might list it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But no easy answer, but the bottom line is get with a professional, call up your friends, we're here for you. We
Yep.
would love to help, and we've got, connections with a lot of contractors, and obviously we know how to sell homes. So that's
Right.
basically what we can add. If you're wondering this, then you've done the right thing by reaching out to us. And if you haven't reached out, please do, because
Right.
we'd love to help.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Well, we say this all the time, right? Of our job, isn't always selling your house. Our job is to tell you, here are the possibilities. Here are the
Right.
options that are available to you. And, realistically, selling your house sometimes isn't the best answer,
Yeah.
yeah.
right?
Even if it's
That's
not
not the
reno
best
it and
answer.
all these things that we talked
Right.
about, maybe just not going to market is the best thing for your family. And we're
Yeah.
happy to give you that advice,
Right.
always.
But, you
Yes.
need to
So,
know, you need to gauge where your house sits on today's market and know that, right? You would look at your stocks. We talk about this a lot, of you look at your stocks, people pay attention to the stock market. They pay attention, like, their stocks going up, their
yeah.
funds, going up or down, but they never.
Well, we kind of lost you there, Brian. But you were on a roll, man, and
Oh,
that's a bummer to have that happen right there in the middle of it, and maybe he'll come back. But you're absolutely right to kind of piggyback on what Brian was saying. You check all these other financial avenues, but maybe you're not checking your equity in your house, and that is appreciating right now at about 18%. I mean, so
yeah.
So yeah, get with the professional. We're here to help.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. This has been a great topic, a great show today. We really appreciate all of your support, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.